Hey everyone, Bassman Strikes here. So, not only do I do kayak fishing, but I also keep fish. And one of the most important things is a good light. And Finnex just came out with this Planted Plus 3.0, which you can see here. All right, I got two of them. This one's for my 40-gallon breeders, 36 inches. And this has a really high par rating. I mean, for how much it costs, I think it's like a 125. So there's some of the information on the box. It's all aluminum, silver. It's really nicely constructed. Let's see what we got here. So there's the safety precautions, features. So it has controllable and automated sunrise, sunset, and moonlights. Perfect spectrum for plant growth. Water resistant. There's a basic installation. That's the model. Output, IP rating, CR rating, lumens. I'll get the actual par rating for this particular one. I also have the 48, and that obviously has a higher rating than this one. And this is exactly the same as the Stingray 3. I mean, it looks identical, except this has a higher par rating for plants. All right, so let's go take a look at the one I have installed on my 75-gallon. All right, folks, so I'm back. So here's the 48-inch version installed on my 75-gallon. So I took my old light, and I got some risers for it, and I put it up here to provide light for my house plants that I use. And in case you're wondering, I've got a lucky bamboo, peace lily, a neon pothos, a philodendron. I can't remember what variety that one is, and then another philodendron, and that's a Brazil variety. And so as you can see, that's what it looks like installed. I mean, it's very nicely constructed. Really nice build quality. And the silver actually looks really nice. I was kind of, worried that if it wasn't black, it wasn't going to look good, but it actually looks really good. And it's super thin. Look at that. So if you really wanted to, I mean, it's quite a bit thinner than, this is a Nitro. And the Finnex is way brighter than this one. This one works good for these plants, but it made a lot of algae, brown algae in particular. So I'm hoping this one does a lot better. And I mean, you could easily run two of these because they're so thin, especially on a 75. Who knows? Maybe I might need to run two at some point. I don't know. But anyway, let's take a look at the controller. And oh wait, before we do that, this is what it looks like. This is on the highest brightness setting. All right, so let's take a look at the controller down here. I don't have it fully installed yet. I'm going to temporary install. So instructions are pretty straightforward. So this top button is your dimmer, and it has, I believe, 5 clicks, or you can hold it down and it kind of slides all the way up or all the way down. Then you have your day or night mode, and depending on what brightness you have, you can switch back and forth, and it does remember where you're at. Okay, and so this is the timer. And to enable the timer, you have to set it at the actual time of day. So if you want this thing to kick off at 9 a.m., you come down here at 9 a.m. and you hold this for 3 seconds, and that will enable it. And then you can click it 1, 2, or 3 to set your intervals. So you can see right there we have a 6-hour, a 9-hour, and a 12-hour. Okay, and then for settings, you can click that and you can set the brightness for your day or your night modes. And that's all there really is to it. And you can switch back and forth right here, between the day and night modes, and that overrides the timer. But if you want to go back to timer mode, you just click this and it goes back. So the only drawback is if the power goes out, it's going to reset the timer to whatever time the power comes back on. Not a deal breaker, but I mean, you could get a small battery backup, UPS, and hook your lights up into that. which I don't know, I might do at some point. They're not that expensive. And then finally we have the global on-off button, right? So when you turn this off, the 24-hour timer runs in the background. So I'm going to turn it off. Okay, so it's off. Turn it back on, and it remembers what settings you were at. So I left it in manual mode. And then if you want to go back to the timer mode, right? Mine's at the end of the cycle today. So there you go. So it's done. So this will kick back on tomorrow at 9 a.m. and I have it set for a 9-hour interval right now. I don't know. We'll see how the LJ is. I might put it down to 6. You know, I don't. 12 hour may be too long. But overall, I mean, it's super simple to use. It works great. I mean, obviously the only drawback is, you know, it doesn't have an internal clock. It's just a simple 24-hour timer, but you know, for most people, that's plenty good enough. You just want to grow some plants with a decent light, it gets the job done. And then it has a power brick right here. And that's what provides the power. And it's got a slip connector right here. Where is it? It's down here. Oh, it's right down on the other end here. And it's nice because it's down near the bottom of the power brick. Like I have another one, and it's up at the top, and it's super easy to unplug, which you can see right here. So this one I've accidentally kicked out. So that's it, folks. Let me turn it back on. Alright, so that's the full brightness. And it's really bright. And I noticed that the plants are photosynthesizing much more than with the night crew. So that's a good thing. So let's take one more look. That's the build quality. It's very thin. Let's take a look. You can see it is super bright. In person it's way brighter than it looks like on the camera. So I'll put a link down to this to the Finnex webpage if you want to find out more about it. But I highly recommend it. Alright, Bassman out.